Welcome back, guys. This is the Grinning Goats, Sunken City Voyage to card review preview stream at the Lightforge podcast. We're doing Hunter, and this is Adwokta.
This is Merps. You guys know I love Hunter, but I haven't loved Hunter for a long time. Because you can't go aggro. Now, does that change in this expansion? Probably not. Let us talk about the best card and one of the only times that we have seen thus far, we'll see some later, an S plus card.
I want to say this is not even S plus. This would be above the S plus tier if we had an above the S plus tier. We just called them all S plus.
At this point, I don't really care. It is an incredibly broken card. It's Hydralodon, a 7-mana 5/5 beast with Colossal 2 Battle Cry. Give your Hydralodon heads rush. So you summon 2 Hydralodon heads. They are 3/1 beasts with Death Rattle. If you control Hydralodon, which is the 5/5 main body, summon 2 Hydralodon heads. So what are you doing essentially? You pay 7 mana, you get a 5/5 beast, and because it's a battle cry, you're giving the 3/1 the double 3/1 heads rush. So those die off probably. And then they double because of the the death rattle. So for 7 mana, you get a 5/5 body, 4 3/1 bodies, and you have dealt 6 damage to their board. And you are essentially saying you either have to have 5 damage right now, right now, or you 100% lose the game. So that's it.
Because those 3/1s that remain are going to keep generating more 3/1s if they die and the Hydralodon's still alive.
So you have to have 5 damage at that point. This is significantly more pressing, if I can say that, than Diver. Diver, you can maybe just sort of fiddle around for a turn. But here, there is no such thing. Because if you are saying, well, maybe I can delay it for a turn, well, that's 17 damage going to your face now. Well, so it really is just a hard check immediately. And also, you could be behind on board a little bit and play this once again. Remember, it is 6 damage that they're dealing to the board first. So it is a hard 5 damage check. If you have 5 damage in your hand, the game keeps on going, although, you're already kind of behind. If you don't have that,
down 3-4 cards at that point.
Yeah. If you don't, you automatically 100% lose, unless they were at 1 health and you have the lethal or something like that. Wow, that is rough. That is rough. Because it's one thing to have a card that puts you in that sort of check without giving initiative and removal. It's another thing in which it supplies all of that. These cards aren't fun. They're going to really frustrate a lot of people. It's a beast, so it gives hunters more ways to get it as well. Man, that is super rough. You're gonna get beat by this card. I don't know exactly how much, but more than you would like, which means at least once. It's just going to feel terrible. You can't really prepare for it. Are you going to save 5 damage every single time in your hand? You can't. I don't know how many things deal 5 damage.
No, you only save 4 damage. Everything deals 4 damage.
Yeah. You save 4 damage. So, and then if you don't kill this on the very, very, very next turn, you are absolutely screwed. So I hate this design. It's way too powerful.
Yeah, I say S plus tier card is more than S plus tier. This is the first card of many colossal cards that we're going to review from here on out that is above S plus. We just call it an S plus and don't care about it. But before this, even Dragon Queen Anexia was actual S plus, as in it was in the top 25% of the range that we call S. Going on to the next tier, which we don't have a name for and we're not tracking, is where this card is. And a bunch of the other Colossal cards as well that we're going to see from here on out. It's that insane. You win the game. You win the game when you play it. And if you don't win the game immediately, it costs your opponent 3 to 4 cards that they just happen to have in the right order and whatever. There's no like halfway to this. You can't kill the 3/1s that pop out because they just regenerate more. Would this be a 500 on the previous tier list? At least. Pretty sure this would be more than 500. Like, it's silly. It's unnecessarily silly. They might as well just made a card that say you win the game. Or I guess, you win the game if the opponent does not kill you the next turn, right?
Yep. Okay, so that is it for Hydranodon. I hate the fact that this exists. It's just not healthy. It's going to frustrate a ton of people. But that's the way it is. Let's talk about the next card. It's A tier, so very, very good. And it is Harpoon Gun. Harpoon Gun is a rare 3-mana 3/2 weapon. After your hero attacks, dredge. If it's a beast, reduce its cost by 2. Man, this thing does a lot. First of all, 3-mana 3/2 weapons are fine. They're fine to good, right? We've seen a lot of iterations of this. But you get 2 dredges. That's fantastic. Dredging twice, even if you haven't put anything down there, just making your draws a little bit more consistent. That's fantastic. Getting more choices. If it's a beast, reduce its cost by 2. Okay, we're talking more here. So even if you haven't put something ridiculous down there, you get some mana reduction maybe. This just does an absolute ton, and that's why it's an A.
Yeah, it would be higher. It would actually be an A+, except that there's some things working against this dredge mechanic here. Beasts are not that great. At least a lot of the beasts are not that great. Some of the beasts in your deck may not be the best card for you to select to be dredging. Now, a beast costing 2 mana less probably is the best card unless you need something else like really immediately. But it kind of works against itself, where you want the best card, but you really want the mana reduction more, and it's not like a auto win, right? It's not like dredge up whatever you want, and then if a beast had appeared in one of your 3 choices, then whatever card you choose to dredge up is reduced by 2 mana. It's not that. You have to select the beast, and you have to get the beast for that 2 mana to matter.
Okay, what's next?
Let's go with Nagas Pride. Nagas Pride is a rare spell, 3 mana. Summon 2 2/2s, 2/2 lionfishes, which are just 2/2s. If you played a Naga while holding this, give them +1/+1. So that could be 3 mana for 2 3/3s.
By the way, we're in the B tier now.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We are in the B tier. This is fine. Like, we've seen other versions of 3 mana summon double 2/2s. They're not great, but they're okay. And if you play a Naga, the difference between 2/2 and 3/3 is huge. So it's not too hard to trigger this, and that's why we have it at like a B tier. And double 3/3s for 3 is really good.
Yeah, it's harder to trigger it on curve, but it's absolutely insane on curve. You can get it to trigger, but
yes.
Otherwise, you could just hold on to it for a while, right? And then you'll trigger it at some point. All right. The next card, same tier, still B, is Barb Nets. Barb Nets is 1 mana spell, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Okay. If you played a Naga while holding this, choose a second target, so it becomes a controlled cleave. If you had played a Naga. But otherwise, it's still an old school, not arcane shot, I guess. Like an old school arcane shot can't go face, which is not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think its flexibility is fine. Lots of times, just extra reach for the face. It's great for Hunter. So, solid B card.
Oh, right. Sorry. This one can go to face, but only once.
Only once. You can't double tap their face. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Amazing. Are you sure you can't double tap the face? Could the second target be the same as the first target? I didn't even consider
Oh,
it.
I thought it was a different target, but
Okay.
that would be pretty great.
Yeah.
I don't know if it changes the score that much.
Oh, people in chat say
It's
you
nice.
can. Yeah, I don't think it changes the score that much either, but
I don't think
that's.
it changes it by a tier, but that's nice.
Mhm. Okay. Twinbow Terror Coil is next, and it is a C plus. Twinbow Terror Coil is a rare card. It is a Naga. It's a 4-mana 4/4 battle cry. If you cast a spell while holding this, your next spell casts twice.
It's just asking a lot. Like you have to do something before it, and then your next spell has to matter, as in
Mm-hmm.
casting twice. Now, a lot of the times the spell that you cast afterwards will matter, but some like don't matter at all, right? So it's okay. Like once again, 4 mana 4/4. We're giving it like a decent amount of points for
Mm-hmm.
this ability.
It's
So
just awkward.
it's
Like,
awkward.
it's trying to do things that you don't want to do as a hunter. You know? Like, you just want to put stuff down, hit phase, get stuff going. This one's like, oh, you can't play it at certain times. It's not good tempo anyway, even if you were playing it, so you wouldn't. So you're just kind of holding it. Now you gotta cast some spells. Now you gotta play this. Now you gotta cast some other spells. It's just too much stuff. And at any point, one of those could break, and then this ability becomes crap. And then it's just a 4-mana 4/4. So, but if you get this chain going kind of vaguely naturally without going too much out of your way, it's a very good ability on a decent body.
Yep. Plus, everyone's thinking like, "Oh, Call of the Wild," and
Call the Wild's
yeah,
back.
it could happen. You have to line it up. You have to make sure you don't play any spells between playing this and Call of the Wild.
Call the
So
Wild is unnerfed now. It's 8 mana.
yep, yep.
Yeah, although seriously, Call the Wild these days is not that great of a card, even at 8 mana, because it was an insane card back in the day. We've creeped past that at this point. Okay, Conscious Call is next. It is a C tier card, so a bit above a Yeti. 3 mana spell, draw a Naga and a spell. So it's like Arcane Intellect, except you do need a Naga and a spell in your deck, but on the bright side, spells are really good. And Nagas oftentimes work with spells. You know, all those Nagas that require you to play a spell first. Some of the spells require you to play a Naga first or whatever. So they kind of work together. So they get a little bit of a bonus there.
Yep. And look, obviously, draft according to your deck.
Mm-hmm.
When does this appear? Look at your deck composition. This is just the average score. And yes, it's like it can bust more often than an Arcane Intellect, but it can also just hit really hard versus an Arcane Intellect. Because if you are able to draw two things, they will have synergy with each other.
Next up, we are going to do the Legendary, which is also a C tier card. The other Legendary, not Hydralodon. And it is Raznaz John. 2 mana, 2/3, be a Naga. So that's a nice curve card. After you cast a spell, deal damage equal to its cost to the enemy hero. Get some free face damage.
Free face damage is good.
Yep, it's
It's
not
fine.
spectacular, but the face damage in a hunter, like kind of going with the course of what you would normally do anyway, very good. Also a Naga.
Cool. That's it.
Now we're at D tier cards, so these cards are like worse than a croc, so not very good, but hardly unplayable. First one is an Epic Emergency Maneuvers, 2 mana, secret. When a friendly minion dies, summon a copy of it. It is dormant for 1 turn. It being dormant for 1 turn means you get it the next turn, like when it comes back to you, because secrets can only trigger on your opponent's turn.
Yep.
Oh, okay, no, okay. So this is not that good because your friendly minions have to die on your opponent's turn, which means they have to be killing minions. They can kill your crappy minions. You know how that goes.
I agree.
Next is Sharon Saber. Sharon Saber is not a weapon, as you might imagine, based on the name. It is instead a saber-tooth tiger cat thing. It's a 4-mana 3/3 beast with Rush, still way overcosted. And it also has a Death Rattle. Put a Sunken Saber on the bottom of your deck. So keep in mind, it's a 4-mana 3/3 Rush. It is extremely bad, but you put this Sunken Saber in the bottom of your deck. So how amazing is this Sunken Saber? It's a 4-mana 3/3 Rush. Death Rattle. Summon a beast from your deck. So, giving up mana to put something else that is like essentially a combo card, and you probably don't have the deck that makes that makes Sunken Saber a super amazing card. It's just kind of like a good card. It's just not. It's not coming together. That being said, a 4-mana 3/3 Rush is not like the most terrible thing in the world compared to where we are here. Remember, we're in the D tier. These are below River Croc levels of bad. So you're still getting a 3/3 Rush. That's initiative, right? So yeah, so it's a D tier, not an F tier. You guys saw what F tiers are.
Next.
Finally, we have an F plus tier card, which is Urchin Spines. Urchin Spines is a 1-mana spell, poisonous. Your spells this turn are poisonous, is what it says. So obviously the only things that matter there are your spells that deal damage. Or at least, does it matter if it targets? I think as long as it targets, it's poisonous. No, it has to deal damage. So you have to combo this with another spell for this to even do anything, which is very bad.
Yep.
All right.
Bad.
So that's Hunter. So how do you feel about Hunter and all the cards that it got for this expansion?
Man, better hunt for that Hydralodon.
It's okay. Harpoon Gun.
No, so here's the thing. True aggro has been dead for quite a while. I don't see that changing. Harpoon Gun is fantastic. If anything, hunters have gotten so many great weapons, whether it is super tempo weapons like Bloodseeker, or with Harpoon Gun, just incredible flexibility and also tempo cheat with that as well. So hunters have some tools, but you know, like you definitely have to play that sort of like discover hunter, like late mid-range hunter kind of a thing. You can play some like Naga Hunter. There's some decent pieces here, but with all the taunts coming back, any thoughts that you had of going super aggro are probably not going to happen.
Yep. Makes sense. All right. That's Hunter. Nice and quick. You want to give a shout out?
Okay. First of all, shout out to everybody in Twitch chat once again. I saw people were sad that you were shouting out the YouTube people. Okay. I see you guys. I appreciate you guys. All right. Everybody watching, sacrificing their sleep to do it. Thanks to all the Twitch... Yeah, the Twitch chat mods as well, the ones that you ignore and never talk to. So yeah, I see quite a few of them, and then I also see Dr. Stein, unfortunately. But thank you, appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next section. Bye-bye.